Hold on. I think the stream is live now. A little bit under the schedule, but oh my god, I should have poured some water. Hold on, here. Okay, I'm back. I'm just gonna finish preparing the stream. Hi there, Halou. Thank you for coming early. You know, this stream is just dedicated for you. You know. I wanna get into this a bit later. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm gonna start up the stream now. Also, you say present? No pun intended, right? You know, no pun intended since it's, you know, the season. Presents. More like throwing presents while you're dressing as a Santa. Vtuber, am I right? Speaking of which, do I have like a Santa outfit for my Vtuber model? I don't think I do. Hi there, Jacob. Thank you for coming to bite to the stream. Is stream live? Hold on. Oh yes, indeed. Yeah. Been rather cold. Oh yeah, I forgot you live in Greenland. How cold is it? How cold is it right now in Greenland? I imagine it's gonna be crazy. Also yeah, in today's stream, reaction thing is gonna be on. Oh yeah, I can't remember what videos I should watch. Hold on. Coldest city in the world. I remember watching this video before. It's been rather cold with minus 16 Celsius in your country. Wait, are you in Greenland though? If you're Greenland, then I kinda heard that if you're in Greenland, it's like minus 60 degrees Celsius, something is crazy. But I don't really know. Yeah, you're in Greenland. I guess it's gonna, like, minus 16 is, I mean it's still really cold, but I imagine Greenland would be even crazier with that. But I don't really know. Hold on. Did I post the link? Okay, I think I posted the link. Okay. Okay. I thought this playlist is pretty dope. One of the best Christmas playlists I've seen. We're literally outside freezers. Yeah, I imagine. Wasn't the coldest city out there in? Wasn't the coldest place in the world was like somewhere in? I think it should be Antarctica, but the coldest city in the world is somewhere in Siberia. And when I watch videos about it, stuff are like so cold. It's like when you put meat on the outside, it's like freezing. Although hi there, it's me back again. Hold on. But yeah, it's really cold. I think the coldest place, Yakutsk in Siberia, it's like, I think it's like minus 60 degrees Celsius, which is crazy. During the coldest part of the year. Okay, good evening, bunny. It's your girl Ashley. And you're watching the stream here, Played by Rabbit. And today, we are going back to another Warhammer stream. But not just any Warhammer stream. Today, I'm going to be painting Warhammer Christmas exclusive model, the Red Gobbo. This is the 2025 edition. So this is the 35th edition of the model. It's called Femboy. Yeah, it's like, the 25th model of the series. And this has been, I guess, Christmas exclusive models since the 2000s. And yeah, this is brought to you by Halou, who brought me this gift when he visited me in Vietnam. So yeah, I'm so for Halou for buying me this generous gift so I could paint it today for you guys. So yeah, thank you so much for Halou, to Halou again. But yeah, how are you guys thinking about this box art? Is there any like? Oh yeah, I think I made the red. Oh my god, fuck. Hold on. Scuff stream, Scuff stream like that over here. Okay, check out. I can go to Vietnam, but run into the biggest store and set up a couch in there so I can sleep in the freezer. Yeah, I mean, you guys are just built different. You guys are just built different. Honestly. Yakutsk, yes, yeah, surprisingly they're colder. Which is crazy, I mean, wasn't Greenland a bit closer to the equator? I think it should be the same, right? I mean, Siberia is pretty close to the equator too. He's the Red Gobbo, be the head of the revolution! Yeah, I think the original law of the Red Gobbo was supposed to be, something about like communist revolution or something, because what I read about the law about the Gretchen, how do I spell that name? Gretchen, is that they're like a low class kind of creatures, right? So they often get bullied or oppressed by the ox. They are often like slaves who just, do the ox beating. So one day, one of the Christians decide, enough is enough, and then they went rebels against the master, and then there's like a whole story written about it, except I haven't read it. I just, read a little bit about the law and stuff like that. So that's basically the gist of it. And I guess somehow Like the original. You have to see like the original Red Gobbo. Hold on, let me show you. So yeah, this is the original version of the Red Gobbo, which is, totally not Christmas theme at all. As you can see, it's totally not Christmas theme at all. But because the original law was a bit about, kind of like referencing the Soviet Revolution and stuff like that, communist rising up against the higher class. But somehow, I don't know why, but somehow, things, down the line, it just turned into like it just turned into Christmas theme for some reason. I don't know why. I don't really know the reason why, but it just happened like that. Okay. I'm well practiced in green screen. Let's go. Another person who I can discuss, green screen law with. Alright there, for coming pictures. Thank you for coming to the stream. We are going to do some painting. Also, if you guys wanna suggest me, if you guys want to suggest me videos that I should be acting into this, during the stream, especially like Christmas theme video, you could put it like up here on the YouTube chat, like I'm going to watch this video, so I'm going to post this link over here on the chat. Kick Eden for fun, Eden, you name it. Wait, the ox eating the Gretchen? The ox eat the Gretchen. That's crazy. And anytime the coffee bully the snotlings. Basically, freshly sprouted green screen. Oh. Yeah, it's kind of like the caste-based society or something. Which is kind of crazy. It's kind of like reminds me of like Indian caste system. But yeah. If you guys want me to react to any video, feel free to shoot it, a link like that. What was the video that I want to react again? It was something about Christmas. Oh yeah. The thing in the... I guess I've seen in like the Thing movie. Although it's kind of like more like a horror movie, but it's still taking place in Antarctica or something. But yeah. So this is the model in question, right? So the reason why I cannot just use this webcam to... So my webcam is over here. But the problem with my webcam is that I think I should turn down the music a bit. Okay, the problem with the webcam is that if I put the mouse pretty close to the screen, it gets really unfocused, as you guys can see. So you guys cannot really see any details, but compare that to my phone camera, it seems like my phone camera quality is fine, except it filtered out the green screen. Hold on, I have to fix this. It's so funny. I did have like a green screen before, like filter effect before, I think. So let me fix this. Yeah, can you guys see how the green, how like the green skin of the Red Gobbo, they got filled out. That's funky. That is so funky. Let me fix that. Wait a minute. Okay, I have to go to my phone camera. Hold on. Okay, I think I fixed it. Okay. You can send look again. I think the green screen is gone. Yeah, that should be good. Okay. Okay, let me read your comments. If I remember the laws about it, there is debate among the green screen. That might be. There is one Red Gobbo, others say that it's Benny. No one is for certain. I mean that the Red Gobbo believes that the proletariat inequality, which is a big word for Gobbo. I mean, he's basically kind of like Lenin, right? It's kind of like Lenin. There's only one Lenin, and he is the whom who started the revolution and stuff like that. But I would say at least kind of like, I think the Red Gobbo is kind of more like an idea, right? It's kind of like more an idea, like the idea that during the revolution there's gotta be like leaders. It's kind of more like, I was thinking along the lines of, during Christmas there's gotta be different people who would be role-playing Santa, but Santa doesn't exist. It's kind of like a folks tales, right? It's kind of like a legend. It's a fox tales, but people would be role-playing as Santa and giving Christmas present to the kids. So that's how I would imagine the Red Gobbo. He's kind of like an idea, kind of like a legend. It's very detailed with handcam. Yeah, the details are so good. I can count the button on the jacket has. Yeah, can I show you this again? I think I would rather like buy a new webcam because this one sucks. It's kind of like a bit hard to show it though. Like I have to show it right over here, but then it got blocked by the lightning. Hold on, let me fix the lightning a bit. Maybe I just put it like here. How do I fix the lightning? I don't want to, phew! Show it to the webcam like this. Just point it at the webcam like this. It's kind of like I'm interrogating you guys. How you guys been naughty for Christmas, huh? How you guys been naughty for Christmas? How you guys been naughty for Christmas? Okay. Is this good? Hold on. Yeah, I think it looks really good. Just because I see the details and stuff like that, so I think it's kind of like reverse, right? Let me fix that. Wait. Yeah. It's kind of like reverse. So yeah, if I reverse the webcam like this, it should be good. Right? Yeah, it should be good. I find it terrifying that a sentient mushroom has red cow marks and feathers, eagles, Communist Manifesto, and that's capital. I wonder if there's like a cow marks and feathers, eagles in, Warhammer world. I think there would be. I think the Red Gobbo is cow marks actually. The Red Gobbo would be cow marks, and people who are acting as the Red Gobbo would be the person, following communist ideals like Lenin and like Stalin and stuff like that. Then the red does seem Christmassy. I guess that's how they kind of goes into. Also, like, well, I guess Warhammer kind of want to advertise. They kind of want to advertise, the product to the Western Hemisphere kind of like culture, right? And don't know how a lot of people out there in, the Western countries, they are anti-communist and stuff like that. So I guess the original, communist story get retcon. It got retcon into like a Christmas story or something. So it doesn't really trigger those anti-communist peoples. That's how I kind of imagine it. The proper human one is the Das Capital. But, so I occupy it to Das Capital. Yeah. Hi there, Samuel. How you doing? Welcome to my stream. We haven't even started painting yet. But, yeah, this is how it looks like. I have to hold it over here, which is so annoying. But yeah, I also have painted it a little bit during our stream, so it's kind of like looking like this now. I love it. I know, right? This playlist is top. This playlist is top tier. It's so gas. It's earbeat, by the way. So yeah, I did paint it a little bit during off stream, and for the color scheme, I decided to go with, pink like my other Warhammer models. I remember my favorite things favorite Silver Bell and White Christmas. I think there should be, those kind of songs in this playlist too. Okay, so, originally, oh my god, where's the second one? Hold on. Gosh dang it. You guys saw that, right? You guys didn't see that. Did I spill my super glue? Oh my god. Okay, where is my other box? I did put it somewhere. Oh yeah. Okay, so, there's the orcs that I'm actually painting right now. So, as you guys can see, this guy has, the pink color scheme. It looks pretty good, right? It turned out to be really good. I actually bought these Naga Boys for cheap, through a second hand, so I got it like 50% off compared to like original price. Still Game Workshop's plastic, but 50% off compared to the original price. So I got this guy in for a really good deal. They look really good, I'd say. Smaller guys. And I also have painted this robot. You guys saw me painted this robot in one of the Warhammer stream. So this is the finished product. But yeah, you guys can see, the paint. I also put it like the pink sakura under their feet. Looks really good, right? And here's the really good details. I really like to make the base, look a bit pretty and all of that. And I also have put it like really nice special effect, as you guys can see. Like kit bashing. So there would be like smoke coming out of the fumes and stuff like that, and then there would be like, kind of like the explosion, the fire coming out of the barrels when they like shooting the daka. So how do you guys think about that? How do you guys think about this? Does this look good or what? As much as I wanted to paint you what you painted, I haven't said at all. So I'm going to see what I can actually, but it's good to catch up. Yeah, I'm gonna catch you in another stream, Chekhov. But yeah, happy Christmas, Chekhov. I see you. Okay, let me check. Okay, I'll have to catch up in my chat. Give it a good look, yeah. What do you guys think about this? Does this look good? Or is there anything wrong with the color scheme and stuff like that? What do you guys think? I think I did the effect really nice though. I do like these effects, and I do have a plan to like adding more effects to this guy as well. So you know, there's gonna be smoke coming out of the barrels and stuff like that, and they're like shooting. I really like how this guy turned up as well. Look at that. I haven't finished painting them, by the way, but you know, it's almost finished, I would say. And I really love doing, you know, these guys. The checkerboard the checkerboard pattern is a bit harder to paint, but you know, when you got the checkerboard patterns done right, it's really satisfying to, you know, look at, as you can see. So yeah, this is the Red Gobbo again. I was thinking I should put like, I should, how I should paint this Red Gobbo. I'm gonna look at the, you know, the Warhammer box art, and I'm going to paint it according to the box art. I will be painting, you know, in the color scheme of this, but I would slightly change the color. So, you know, instead of like red, you know, instead of like red color for the main armor, it's gonna be pink. So yeah, what I'm doing is that I'm just gonna change the color scheme a bit. I'm just gonna use the box art as like a reference to the colors that I am painting on this guy, on this little guy, little fella. But yeah, also they do have a special base on this model, as you guys can see. Looks very snowy, and you know, there's also like a foot marks over there. It looks very detailed, right? You know, as well as like different items in the gift site. I would say this year model looks pretty good, although it's a bit expensive, but still. Yeah, so this is my progress so far. I painted the armors over here in like pink. I painted some details, especially like the golden details on some part of the armor, like territory colors, and I also painted the gift sack over here, and I also painted their skin and the sun hat. Okay, and I guess, you know, for this tree we're going to kind of finish it with like different touch, like, you know, for example this stand right over here. I haven't painted the face, I haven't painted the present and stuff like that. So yeah, we're gonna have a few days to, you know, paint this. Okay, just gonna put this over here. I also want to paint, yeah, I'm gonna get into it a bit later, but this is gonna be a good day to paint it. Oh my god, I'm so excited guys. Okay. You guys wanna react to some Christmas content? Let me check my watch later playlist. Alright, let's see what playlist we can play on the stream. Hold on guys. Okay, this is my red palette over here. I might have to replace this one. And yeah, this is my paper over here. What did they call this? Like, I guess they're like the tin wrapper or something like that. I'm going to cut it. So that it can fit nicely with the wet palette. Okay, put it over here. Then you have a new wet palette, guys. It's just that simple. So I haven't been painting with wet palette before. Oh yeah, let me show my friend that I'm streaming. Hold on. Okay. Okay, so I want to react to some Christmas content. If you guys have any content that you guys would like me to react, feel free to shoot it on the chat section right there. Do I have anything saved up for Christmas? Let me check this. I don't think I have. Yeah, I don't think I have. But I want to react to a video called One Day in the Coldest Village on Earth. Can you guys see the extractor vision? Okay, there we go. Okay, so this video is called One Day in the Coldest Village on Earth. Now let's see. I think I've watched this video
7
before.
a.m. Kirill Petrov, the man of the house. The first thing that he does every morning is to heat the house with a wood-burning stove to keep his family warm on the ice-cold morning in Yakutia.
Yeah, Yakut.
Because of the severe climate, Kirill needs a lot of wood to heat the house for 9 months non-stop.
9 months.
Just like a dessert, drinking water in
I guess I
Yakut
have
village
to
is
get all those wood, right? But I guess in Siberia, like there are like tons of pine trees. So getting wood is not like the hardest part.
It's precious.
But probably the hardest part is for them is to stay close to the fireplace, or else they will be freezing to death.
There are no water treatment facilities because the pipes freeze during the long winter. So ice is the main source of water. Kirill and the villagers harvested the ice from the river in the middle of November.
You know what? I think I'm gonna paint the base right now.
When the temperature was favorable to harvest the ice. Meanwhile, Kirill's wife Lyubov is making delicious and traditional breakfast, Courtesy, whipped cream with a strawberry jam which was harvested during the summer. In Yakutia, during the harsh climate, it's almost impossible to grow fruits and vegetables, so most of the Yakut desserts consist of dairy food.
Oh.
It's 7:40 a.m. and it's time for
Wait, so
Aryan.
I guess
Dairy.
dairy can be frozen and stuff like that. I mean, you have yogurts and stuff. I mean, it would be hard to eat meat when they're like frozen though.
Meanwhile, Kirill's wife Lyubov is making delicious and traditional breakfast, Courtesy, whipped cream with a strawberry jam which was harvested during the summer. In Yakutia, during the harsh climate, it's almost impossible to grow fruits and vegetables, so most of the Yakut desserts consist of dairy food.
Oh, yeah. I guess they only have like cows and stuff.
It's 7:40 a.m. and it's
But
time
can the cows even like survive in the cold winter like that?
for Aryan. the youngest son,
I
to
guess they
wake
have
up.
like, really, they have like really warm pan and they could stay in the pan and stuff like that, right?
Aryan is 9 years old and attends the local primary school. The children in Yakutia will go to school when it's warmer than minus 54 degrees. But when the temperature drops below minus 55 degrees, it's too dangerous to go to school. Today
Too
is
dangerous to
relatively
go to
warm in
school.
Yakutia, only minus 40 degrees, which means Aryan must go to school. Like
they
most
even go
people
to
around the
school in this
world,
weather,
he
okay?
washes his face and brushes his teeth. Aryan uses the ice-cold water that his dad prepared earlier.
They have to warm it up. I had to find a paintbrush.
Breakfast. Fatty pancakes and whipped cream are high-energy food that warms you up during cold winters. Aryan's older sisters are living and studying in university far away
Yeah,
from the
I
village.
guess they need to have like a really fatty diet, right? Wasn't wasn't bad if your body have a lot of fat? Yeah, it kind of protects you from the cold.
His parents wish for him to study well so he can live his life as he wants.
Min oğul bun haka herigere oğul ki bığıtından bardan hatıq taqıd iten taharabın qaz biddiği beyden oğulların anta hem beyden kulduk ütüyecan gından itiqtaq ülene hebülür ülene taptır cehnay ütüye hanava jombo taqtar.
In Yakutia, locals understand the importance of learning the right clothing to survive in such extreme winters. It's an absolute must to wear several layers of clothing and wear insulated pants, because the knees are particularly prone to freezing.
Imagine how much time you have to put all of those.
Aryan's mom always makes sure that Aryan wears enough clothes,
Just
because
poor
without
hell.
proper dressing, the cold will reach deep
So
inside
many
your bones,
clothes.
threatening your life.
Oh my god.
She also makes sure that his face is fully covered, otherwise the exposed part can get frostbite.
How many layers are there? Although I think it would be wise for the school to like, I guess start teaching around like noon or something. I guess because that would be like the warmest, the warmest temperature. I mean, I guess you still have to visit during that time. Because you have to go home and stuff.
Bogo ti bitu ti bedaktu.
Also, yeah, today is trash in the moment. I bounced between a dozen VPN server. I found the one that rules. Yeah, I find like I just feel so bad for you that you have to live in the sort of countries that don't really allow you to enjoy basic stuff like that. I'm sorry. Yeah. Is it working well for you now?
Olihin mo na kas biddi terefetin biro duwar tumniga
I'm just gonna pin the base now.
The temperature outside is so cold, so the moisture immediately forms little icicles on his eyelashes. 10 minutes in the fresh air can be enough to cause fatigue, stinging pain in the face, and long-lasting aches in the fingers and toes. But little hardy Yakuts knows how to fight the cold.
Okay, hold on.
but after a few minutes, the icy weather begins to assert itself forcefully. Aryan has been on his way for 10 minutes already, and now the 9-year-old Aryan is freezing. Luckily, the last few meters are left and Aryan is finally at school.
We have to have some sort of transport system for those kids, for them.
Aryan arrives in time, and there are already many children who have also arrived by foot. Aryan is studying in the 3rd grade of primary school. The primary school lasts 4 years, and in Yakutia, education lasts 11 years before going to university. There are about 8 students in the class today, and 5 hours of daily studying begins.
Thank you for coming to the stream. We are doing a Christmas special stream today, and
Today they have
if you guys want me to send any reaction or like any links to like videos that I could react to, feel free to shoot it in the chat.
math, literature, art, geography, history, and languages. Yakut people study 3
I don't know if it
languages
works. I don't know if it works or YouTube might censor it, but
at school.
you guys can
Russian,
try and tell
English,
me
and
if it
Saha.
works.
Saha is the mother tongue which belongs to the Turkic group and is totally different from the Russian language. For daily life, studying and working, knowing the Russian language is essential. After the first 2 lessons, it's time for a second breakfast. Today menu is apple and eggs. Eating
Second
regularly is
breakfast?
essential to increase energy
Second breakfast? Doesn't that just mean lunch though?
in the cold winters for little Yakut.
I assume they need a lot of energy to survive the cold though.
After breakfast, they play indoors. The temperature is too cold to play outside, and after all, it takes too long to dress up again.
Мен осколага солдар бөлөбүлүн хама хебилүү предметим физкультура. Того детер мен онно эрчилебит, байнагер чилебит, күйребит, оннубут.
Usually the classes end at 2 p.m., but today Aryan finished a little earlier. Now he's on his way back home with his
It just-
friend, and
it just
like
ended
kids
2
all
p.m.
around the world, they can't ignore the local snack shop.
I mean, if they go a bit, even further, in the afternoon, the kid's gonna froze.
Everyone likes ice cream, and Aryan and his
Imagine
friends
going back at 6 p.m. and the weather just freezing cold.
are no exception.
I don't think he knows about the second breakfast. Yeah, I don't really know. We just call it lunch though. We just call it lunch, isn't it? Is there like a thing about second breakfast that I don't really know about? What is that all about? What about 11th is lunch, afternoon tea, dinner, super, about those? I mean, I don't know, I just know about like breakfast, lunch and super. I mean dinner, yeah. Super if you're like British, but but yeah, I just know about breakfast, lunch, dinner. That's usually how it is in Vietnam. I don't know if there are like some countries that have a second breakfast. I don't really know anything about that.
They love sweet and creamy frozen ice cream, despite the extreme cold. Aryan and his friends on their way home are playing little games and having fun. Parents are not worried about their children. It's a close-knit community. All the locals know each other, and there are about 800 people in the whole village. Almost all the houses are made of wood.
It's a quote from Lord of the Rings. I see. I still have to watch Lord of the Rings. Yeah. I think you guys could suggest me to watch Lord of the Rings in movie nights. I put it up there, yeah.
Each resident burns more than 60 cubic meters on average
Hobbits.
every winter.
Oh, Hobbits have it. It's not a normal thing though, as far as I know. The second breakfast? You were talking about the second breakfast, right? I'm not really sure.
For the house to keep warm and to protect the house from the freezing air, they make sure to fill every gap with oakum or snow, but still, the cold finds a way
What
to
is
come.
oakum? What is oakum? Is it like an oak sapling or something?
True. Wild Yakutian horses are also neighbors in this icy land. They have thick skin and heavy hairy coats and are able
damn.
to effectively forage in the
They look like sheep. I'm sorry. Look at all those fur. I thought they were like sheep. For my first glance, I thought they were sheep.
snow for vegetation to eat. The Yakutian horse
Oh, you sent me a link. The second break was great, very short. Oh, okay, let me watch that. Before after I finish watching
can
the
cope
video.
with temperatures down to minus 70 degrees.
Yeah. What's up with second breakfast? I thought it just lunch.
Aryan is back home and ready
They
to
look
help
like
his
ponies
father.
though. They do look a bit like ponies. I think they might look a bit like ponies. Are they like ponies? Because I guess they're still horses with like really, with like a lot of furs. But the way that they kind of make it like furry like that, it just kind of makes them look thicker, right? And chubbier. That's why I kind of thought they were like ponies.
Aryan is back home and ready to help his father. Most men in the village are engaged in hunting or crafts,
So that was
same
my
as
alarm.
Aryan's father.
What's that? Yeah, sorry. I got distracted by the tenants.
Aryan is back home and
I'm
ready
not living in a really private place right now, so...
to help his father. Most men in the village are engaged in the cattle breeding, hunting, or crafts, same as Aryan's father.
Мен хеттис каластан быхата эме бу уханагынан жарыктанабын. Эме мигин кыраддакпина Александр Ильич Уаров тен учутабын. Тутаныланы та мүвереттагаде такаян бу кия кара болу хаджабын. Бәйен билигин бу тимиринен жарыктанабын. Илюян туран. Быхак, комуус, оңоробут. Тем бир казби
Oh,
дерки
here's the high
тугатетта.
resolution one.
Кычаута
Okay,
быхак.
I'm gonna watch that one.
Кычаута те ит комос.
Kirill Petrov is a well-known craftsman in Yakutia. Kirill makes traditional Yakut knives. For many centuries, knives have played an important role in the lives and the culture of Yakut people. Yakut knives are well known around the world for their strength and beauty. Aryan's father is teaching him these traditional crafts that has been passed through the generations. The blade is traditionally forged from the locally sourced iron ore. The knife handle is made from birch wood, which is extremely strong.
Okay. Birchwood is really strong, huh?
Aham kurduk üç bolom.
Oh, doggo! Cute! That is so cute. I imagine there's gonna be like a lot of mosquito, like how you gonna see it in Greenland and Antarctica.
Another of Arian's daily duties is to chop the firewood. Arian knows from early age that daily work is necessary to survive in such extreme cold.
There's so many woods, yeah. There's so many woods in Siberia. It's crazy. I would find it really hard. I think I would find it really hard if you're living in places like Antarctica or like Greenland, because there's like virtually no wood over there. But at least in Siberia, I guess they kind of have woods. I guess in places like Antarctica or like, you know, Greenland, they probably have other methods of heat, like animal fats from like different animals when they hunt them. And so they're gonna use their fat. But at least, I guess in Siberia, you know, woods are plentiful. Whale oil. I mean, it's really hard to hunt a whale though, is it not? I mean, how could you hunt a whale and make it like a sustainable oil for, you know, your daily survivals? I think you need some equipment to hunt whales. That's how I think, but I mean, I guess it could be like one of the things that like, they could hunt, but you know, not just whale oils. I would think that, you know, there are like different animals that they would hunt as well.
Now it's time for lunch and Arian is always here to help his mom. They are preparing a Crucian carp fish which his dad caught in the river. People love eating fish and meat in a frozen, boiled or fried state.
Frozen fish, yum.
Көтөбүлген үһүөнэрэ хаалан бараммыт, уолбутун оттон өрө тутан кини же хаамай били илиби татакпы пола хыджар. Маскайдаачыбыт, кар күдәчүбит, меха көмөрөһөр, балыгыр астырын, эгин хүддән хөбүлүр. Онноор мигин астастыыкка жанде мигин манна ыккайын туран иккен бирге асастыыбыт.
After the work is done, Arian rushes to the toilet outside. In Yakutia, there are no indoor toilets because the pipes freeze easily. Everything happens outside is done very efficiently, and no one spends more time than necessary out in the cold.
Okay, let's check.
This fish is Arian's favorite. It's so tasty, and the most delicious fat and nutritious part is the fish raw eggs.
Balloon here.
Wow. Imagine if those people just, you know, just treat it like a tropical country and stuff like that. I think the heat will be killing them. Maybe even in December.
Bu tıyıstımlı doyduga haka hirger. Hem bir tuğra hata takkana tuğra buldan. Tuğra bulma kanara havra var. Ahır bulduk.
Fishing and hunting are important sources of food in Yakutia. From early spring until the autumn cold, the Yakuts are eating fish.
Yeah, either
Arian
hunting or
loves
herding.
fishing with his father. At the beginning of
Probably.
March, it's the perfect time for kuyur, which is traditional ice fishing.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, the ground got. I kind of love how the ground got too frozen and, you know, the fish could technically live inside a frozen lake just because how it is shielded from all the cold. And inside the frozen lake, things are like warm down there. Enough for, liquid water to exist and everything. So the outside toilet is at minus 20 degrees. Wow, I guess that's one way of making your employees don't like your bathroom breaks. It's sure a fun hell of a way. Why don't they just build toilets inside their house though? Why does it have to be like outside? Just build the toilet inside the house for it. Hello with the man. I had hot chocolate yesterday. Reduced calorie one. Wait, reduced calorie chocolate? I haven't tried that before. Would be interesting to try that. I boiled water and it was good. Yeah, speaking of which, I'm thanks to you, I'm really craving for hot chocolate right now, I'm not gonna lie. But sugar and all that. Imagine you have to fish in that though. Is it easy to fish like that?
Using their rods
I
and
think the
nets,
problem is like easy or hard or anything. You still have to do that to survive.
they start fishing. Aryan loves spending time with his father in nature. They are fishing, hunting, and working hard to survive in this extremely cold but beautiful land, Yakutia. After a few hours,
Yeah, very
finally,
beautiful.
Aryan has caught the fish.
It's kinda interesting though because it's kinda really interesting to me because in Vietnam we don't really have any snow. We just even in the north there's only like mountainous region where we would only see snow in like mountainous region. But I have never seen snow any once in my life. So I guess if I have a way to visit a place that has snow, that's gonna be a really interesting experience for me.
You don't need to worry about bonking the fish because in just a few seconds it's shock frozen. Life in Yakutia can be difficult, unpleasant and dangerous, but we have learned how to live in harmony with Mother Nature and we appreciate the nature, treasures and gifts that surround us. We can always find a beauty even in this extremely cold climate. After all, there is no such thing as a bad weather, there is just weather and your attitude towards it.
Oh, wait. The video just ended. Okay. I guess it just ended. Okay. Yeah. Interesting. Well, probably if I go to a place like that, I will just freeze to death in the first 30 minutes. But, well, at least there are people who are living and who are used to those kind of conditions to, live and tell the tales, and they have access to internet. I don't know. I would say they have access to internet, but, apparently, they're posting stuff like this, content for us to watch, so I assume they have internet, right? But yeah, pretty interesting stuff. Again, that's One Day in the Code is finished by Kai-Eun B on YouTube. Okay, I'm gonna watch the video you sent me about breakfast. Second breakfast. How do I open this? on my chat. Oh, just like that. Okay, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna close this right. Oh, there's a scene in the Lord of the Rings. Does it show my OBS? It doesn't show for some reason. Okay, how about... It doesn't. Wait a minute. So I guess I have to go to here. And then reaction content. Yeah, that's a bit annoying.
What about breakfast?
Gentlemen, we do not stop till nightfall.
What about breakfast?
We've already had it.
We've had one, yes. What about second breakfast?
Don't think he knows about second breakfast, Pip.
What about elevensies? Luncheon, afternoon tea, dinner, supper. He knows about them, doesn't he?
I wouldn't count on it.
Okay.
Hey, Ben.
What a second breakfast! I love the voice acting. I love the accent. They're supposed to be British, right? Okay. Oh, what is the average meal like in the Imperium? Do I wanna watch this? Is this AI stuff?
Much. Yes, that most appetizing of grey nutritional.
Is this AI? I don't know. Okay, should I watch this video? Let me see. Second breakfast. I guess I have to see. What would be the best content for me to react during Christmas? Do you guys have any ideas? Yeah, I don't think I have any ideas. Let's just watch this
The
video.
crown jewel, as it were, of imperial cuisine. Lovingly rendered from only the finest recycled corpses the Imperium has to offer.
Yeah, classic cornstarch. just don't question what it's made of.
I'm sure that all of you will have
I assume
heard.
it's just sausage or something, you know. You know how like the worst quality meat. You know how sausage are usually made of like worst quality meat. I would assume cornstarch is kind of like that, but turned diet into like 11 or something.
Heard of it.
So I still haven't given up the whole year into friendship is optimal. Is friendship is optimal? Let me search that. Is it like a... I think it was like a fanfic or something. Yeah, it's like a fanfic. But... I think... Oh, I guess I have to like listen to a reading. I kind of want. I guess I could read the fanfic, but you know, if we were to read it fully in the stream, that would like take server stream, like server stream to read it all at once. So, Mario Pony fanfiction where AI Celestia take over the world. AI Celestia. Interesting. It takes rather than a video though. I guess we could do like a video, like a stream, like reading that. I guess I could just, you know, try to read that in like Fluttershy voice. You know, it's like we are like role playing. That could be interesting. You know, like Fluttershy reading Friendship is Autumn and stuff like that. Okay, let's just watch this video first now.
Some of you may laugh at the thought of it, others will be
Yeah, I'm
annoyed.
still coughing by the way. Let me drink some milk. Let me drink some milk. Oh my god. Okay. I have some milk over here, but I haven't opened it. Let's drink some milk. Let's take a break.
By how unreasonable it may seem, and will argue that it should be left on the sidelines, while others still will find it a very rational and thematically appropriate use of limited resources. But it doesn't really matter, because corpse starch is everywhere, right? It's the staple of the imperial, let alone hive-bound masses of humanity.
You know, I thought this video was an AI swap, but I assume like the voice acting is like British, and from my experience, like barely not a lot of AI voice are like in, you know, British accents.
A nutrient-rich miracle gloop served by the ladleful to the hungry, the obedient, and the too tired to care. Loyal citizens across the galaxy slurp it down daily, not because they enjoy it necessarily, but because that's what good citizens do when there's nothing else on the menu. It's a harsh galaxy, after all. Does this all sound about right? Well, I hope not, because it shouldn't. There's a tendency...
Guys, would you guys have a cornstarch for Thanksgiving? Yes or no?
to picture the average imperial life through a lens of
For Christmas dinner.
absolute, all-defining misery. It's a tendency, I find, that mirrors how most will picture the average life of one in the Terran Middle Ages. Rampant disease, rotting teeth, open sores and spoiled food, stink, flies, mud, obese lords and a starved populace, a world lacking in colour, everything being some shade of grey, brown, or black. But like many stereotypes, this picture misses the mark. The Middle Ages, while definitely lacking many of the modern comforts that we all take for granted daily, were not entirely backwards, grim, bleak and depressing. When resources or opportunity allowed, homes were painted and clothing was dyed. Colour had meaning, status and symbolism. Personal hygiene wasn't unknown either. People of all classes commonly washed hands and faces in basins or rivers, especially in the mornings and before and after meals. Baths were taken, soap existed, so did drainage systems and running water in some cities, castles and townships. Teeth were cleaned with splayed twigs stuck with cloves and padded with wool cloth. Bedding was changed regularly and often sprinkled with herbs like basil, lavender and mint, albeit the nice smells of such herbs only being a welcome side effect to a strategy aimed at keeping rats and mice away. But most relevant for this video, medieval food wasn't just bland gruel either. Even the average peasant or serf had access...
Why would they describe it like medieval life though, when it's like, you know, it's the Imperium, you know, it's a sci-fi universe.
To bread, stews,
Not Warhammer
pottages,
fantasy.
veggies like beans, cabbages or leeks, and meat like beef or mutton. In both cases, in the life of the average imperial citizen and that of the average medieval person, the reality of daily life,
Oh, I guess they're
and
making a comparison.
especially diet, is far more complex than the popular image or stereotype will suggest. So what is true for the average medieval peasant in this instance is just as true, if not more so, for the average Joe Imperium. Corpse starch does exist. It is a thing. It is a processed, nutrient-dense paste made from human remains and
You could consider it a cuisine.
distributed or issued across some parts of the Imperium. But it is not the Imperium's primary food source. Yes, it is mass produced. Yes, it may be distributed widely, particularly in overpopulated hive worlds and war zones. Yes, there are entire planets whose sole function is the reclamation and rendering of the dead. Yes, it likely forms a staple for lowest classes in some regions, and it may be included as a base ingredient in broader ration packs, either stored for civil emergencies or issued to militia or frontline forces. But this does not make it universal, nor does it make it prevalent enough to be considered anything close to the average meal for Joe. The Imperium is not made of billions, it is not even made of trillions, it is made of quadrillions. Quadrillions of humans spread across a star-spanning empire of near incomprehensible scale. For corpse starch to truly be the primary foodstuff of humanity, the required infrastructure would be staggering, if not total. Agri-worlds would not be growing grain, algae, living meat, or other vat-grown proteins and such. They would instead be planets covered in continent-sized charnel pits, harvesting the human dead on a nightmarish industrial scale just to keep the living fed. Oceans of slurry, fields of stacked corpses, and this wouldn't be a gross outlier either. Instead, it would have to be the baseline.
Why don't they just have livestock though? Why don't they just have normal livestock? I assume they do. But the dead, I mean, it's pretty disgusting that they eat the dead, assuming, they have been rotting for like how so long, Probably, it's they got, the dead corpses are usually got harvested by like hive scum and stuff like that.
No. In fact, I would say that a civilization built to rely on variants of corpse starch would almost definitely require more recycled human corpses than the same civilization could hope to
I remember
produce.
there's like a image of a corpse starch factory. How there are like so many different large barrels of like just liquid corpses and stuff like that. It's crazy.
Maybe someone can do the math on this. But this is not
It's
what
just
we
huge
see,
container of corpses.
because this is not what exists.
So dead humans as the main food source doesn't make sense. It's basic thermodynamics, same as the Matrix. I mean, for the Matrix is mostly, the power source kind of thing. I kind of assume that the Imperial have other, food systems, such as they have like, they did mention that they have like the agri world, and they have like, oh, let me change my models a bit. Oh yeah, my models doesn't even work because I have webcam on. But yeah, I assume that in Imperial, right? For the Imperials, they have like agri worlds, and they still have like livestock, they still have normal food production. But despite that, they still are a little bit. They are a little bit, just a tiny little bit like overpopulated. So yeah, even though they have normal food production, like grains, rice, like vegetables, meats. Probably they even have like synthetic meat, but I don't know. But it's still not enough to like feed all those overpopulated peoples. So the lowest up have to deal with like corpse starch and stuff like that, and that includes Imperial guards.
Corpse starch is not the foundation of Imperial nutrition.
And well, you can you can easily, if you are in the Imperial guards and you're facing an enemy and that you are running out of supplies, you can easily make food out of your fellow teammate over there. Yeah, I know, it's pretty fucked up in this universe.
It is not a household staple. It is not even that normal. It is instead a stopgap or a supplement or a compromise. It is what's used when other food sources are cut off, too expensive, or too far away to matter. It is food, quote unquote, when there is no other food on the table. Cornstarch's exaggerated place in the community imagination likely comes down to novelty, and maybe more than that, to language. It's a term that has slipped into common vocabulary the same way military slang often does. Just as soldiers have long referred to disliked rations as dog biscuits, vomlets, or sea rats, the label corpse starch may be thrown around by imperial forces as shorthand for anything bland, suspect, or just gross, regardless of its actual ingredients. The simple truth is that food
I
in the
guess
Imperium is
the
wildly
soldiers do complain,
diverse and hard
even.
to define. And yes, I hate
And yes,
that I
these,
have to
you know, these the Imperial Guard we're talking about, like they have to be loyal to serve the Emperors, right?
keep repeating this in every single one of these average life videos, but get used to it because it's annoyingly true. The Imperium is made up of a million isolated and often wildly disconnected worlds. There are few meaningful averages to create or draw from. But we can still extrapolate, we can still look at patterns and look at the sources, and in doing so, I'll always do my best to paint the most accurate picture that I can. So let's take a societal approach to this. Let's go from the top down, looking at exactly what's being shoveled into the face holes of every tier of imperial society. We'll start, of course, with the highborn, the nobility and the ruling class. Watchers of the Throne gives us some good insight to get started. All of it was real. Fruits conveyed from the farthest reaches of the segmentum in cryotanks. I felt the tight berries burst in my mouth as I chewed. One of those alone would have bought a hive spire on a lesser world, but we were on Terra, at the top of the pyramid, and barely gave it a thought. And books like The Iron Kingdom, Apocalypse, and Sea of Souls describe similar bounties and feasts for those of the upper strata. Fine meats, luscious fruits and vegetables, venison and gravy, crustaceans, processed grains, slices of native cheese. This is what passes for
I think schools know though. I think I still need to highlight them a bit more.
ordinary among the elite. Genuine, often exotic meats, not vat-grown protein or offcuts of groks.
They do have lab-grown meat.
The
Yeah.
rare cuts,
They do have
the best
synthetic meat.
cuts, hunted or well-raised, frozen fruits and veggies shipped frozen from distant agri-worlds or grown locally in manicured, carefully monitored farms and climate-controlled biodomes. Nuts, berries, wine, artisan cheeses, spiced sauces, dishes served by hand, plated in silver, paired with priceless vintages, more expensive than most dare to guess. And for a better understanding of this, maybe pause here and have a go watching my very own video on the life of the average noble. Link in the description. In short, the highborn eat real quality food. Not paste, not bars, not bricks. Actual meat, actual fruit, actual bread. It's grown, harvested, frozen, and ferried in from off-world, almost certainly guarded by armed escorts, just so it can be dumped on a plate in front of someone who may not even finish it, let alone consider the cost of the priceless bounties that they are inhaling. A delicious resource that most would kill for, wasted on the overindulged and the disinterested. And this is a real power move, honestly. The ability to dine on fresh, high-quality food in a galaxy propped up by ration bars, nutrient sludge, and scavenged scraps is a deliberate outward-facing display meant to remind everyone beneath you that you are not
Look at
one of
this.
them. You are above them, and exceptionally so. Because in a civilization where most people can't remember the last time they tasted something that wasn't shelf-stable or synthetic, eating fresh fruit, real meat, and imported delicacies is a political statement, whether actively recognized or not. It's just another weapon in the arsenal designed to keep them elevated and to keep the jackals from nipping too hard at their heels. But that's just the tippy top. Let's keep going down. While the Astartes may be satisfied to fuel their transhuman bodies with nothing more than amino porridge and triglyceride gel, the wider military apparatus of the Imperium, namely...
Oh yeah, I remember something was said about like Space Marine food, how it's like, how, you know, Space Marine food are like so extreme in the nutrient, they're so nutrient dense, even normal people eat Space Marine food, they just gonna die and explode or something.
The Astra Militarum operates with a broader culinary range, especially when rank and status come into play. Officers of the Guard and the Navy, commissars along with senior arbites enjoy privileges that, when supply lines are stable, bring them sort of within the realm of noble dietary standards. I'm talking about mashed eggs and grilled ham with tough toasted chunks of wheat bread. I'm talking about crisp bread and stewed berries, smoked fish and palavine pastries. Hot meals, texture, taste, potential for real ingredients, occasionally...
I mean, noble food according to them are just... those are the foods that we eat daily. Just imagine that.
Fresh. This is what rank buys you in the Imperium. Not just command over squads or regiments, but a seat at a better table, in a better mess. Even if some...
You know, it's just really... It's, you know, the way how the Imperium works just works so clearly. Just works so close to, you know, how the medieval society kind of works. You know, you have the peasants and the serfs, you know, you have like the caste system, and so in turns, you know, that quality of life is basically like medieval eras.
Most of it is preserved, dehydrated, tinned or frozen. It still passes as a proper meal by the time an officer would see it, often prepared by actual trained cooks, or at least by servitors and machines designed to imitate them. That said, even distinguished officers have to tango with ration packs eventually, especially when things go sideways, but we will get to that very soon. For the rest, for the average guardsman, well, things aren't so exciting, but they're still definitely a few steps above plain corpse starch levels. Rations of varying quality are usually the go. Most guardsmen make do with these alone, depending on supply chains, campaign location, and how far down the Munitorum's priority list their regiment sits. But even then, rations are often supplemented by whatever a soldier can scrounge, steal, trade, or otherwise acquire on the side. On-world, that might mean local wildlife, edible plants, fruits, roots, or whatever the native population isn't using or can be convinced to part with. Off-world, it's whatever you can beg, borrow, or smuggle. A fistful of stolen spices, a cut of contraband meat, or a dash of something unlabeled. After all, we must remember that the finest brews of Rotgut are said to owe their kick to a healthy splash of thruster coolant. Anything to add taste, texture, or weight to the otherwise predictable monotony of issued meals. These meals, Imperial Guard ration packs, can range from bland nutrient bars and dense carb bricks to more elaborate ready-to-eat packs and tins filled with things like variations of gelatinous marbled meats and dehydrated veggies, rice, or other grains. Company cooks will do their best to improvise what's on offer when they can, but quality varies, and most rations are, of course, designed to last and to feed, not necessarily to impress. One of the most well-known entries in the Guard food catalogue is slab, a heavily processed, protein-dense meat substitute explained well in Against the Grain, as well as the short story of their lives in the ruins of their cities, which we will look at in a sec. Slab is essentially engineered for one purpose: to keep you alive. Cheap to produce, hard to spoil, easy
What
to
is it in the
transport.
slab though? Is it like some kind of meat? Or like, is it some kind of like protein bar? I'm not really
Very
sure.
unexciting. Slab is pretty gruesome stuff. Pressure treated down from any and all nutritional sources by the Munitorum, it has no discernible flavour apart from a faint mucousy aftertaste, and it looks like grey-white putty. In fact, years before at Schola Progenium on Ignatius Cardinal, an acquaintance of Gaunt's had once kneaded some of it into a form that authentically resembled a brick of plastic explosive, complete with fuses, and then carried out a practical joke on the master of the Scholar arsenal that was notable for both the magnificent extent of the disruption it caused and the stunning severity of the subsequent punishment. Slab is the bureaucratic machine that is the Imperium, doing the bare minimum to keep a body standing and shooting. You flavour it with whatever you can, then you shovel it down and hope it stays put. And that's to be the expectation for most of your fighting life. And yet, this is still a step above what much of the wider population gets, because while the Guard at least has the excuse of strategic and military value, that being...
You know how, in a society, that like civilization, doing like famine and stuff, they have to resort to eat anything that is like possible to eat for them, right? So, when food is scarce, like, kind of like during the Cultural Revolution in China, when they run out of food, they turn to eat tree barks and like weeds. they just resort to scavenge for food, like forage for food, and then when other people die, they eat their corpses. So yeah, I would imagine, if you're desperate enough in the Imperium, stuff like that is just naturally is going to happen.
Trained soldiers needing fuel to fight the Emperor's most righteous wars, the working classes and those below them do not get the same consideration. Lower middle hive labourers, manufactorum, drones, serfs and other workers, they get what's available, what's issued, what's cheapest to make, easiest to move and longest to store. They get whatever they can afford to get their hands on in whatever environment they find themselves in. But still, here too there is variety, born less from abundance and more from necessity. In Sea of Souls, we are told that the average hive dweller in the Imperium subsists on protein sludge and the occasional carb slab. A pretty rough picture, probably in line with what most imagine, and likely very much accurate when scaled across the population density of most hive cities. Such food options are well placed to keep a worker just functional enough to report to shift and not die or pass out on the way there or during. But the Hollow Mountain mentions commonplace protein sticks, no doubt some variation of real or artificial jerky, while Bloodlines from the Crime series makes reference to a kebab shop of sorts, serving blackened piles of heavily fried meat onto oily looking flatbread. Nothing particularly elegant or refined, definitely not regulated and likely very questionable in origin, but it fills a plate, goes for a handful of credits or thrones, and packs the belly with something that might not be good for you, but it counts as food all the same, and makes it worthy for a slap or two. These are meals made in the margins, perfectly suited to hive world, forge worlds, and maybe the more run-down corners of civilized worlds. But let's take a step away from the city and look out to the fields of agri-worlds, where food production is local and dependency on imports is lower. Most of the harvest is shipped off-world under strict tithe obligations, but what's left behind, the scraps essentially, can often support a small regional diet. Well, on the less hellish worlds of this classification anyway. roasted zornkohl, boiled doner beans, alpaca stew, and taisenberry pie. That's the favorite meal of the special wide-eyed Agri-World farm boy in 15 hours, and it sounds alright to me. Just please don't ask me how things end for that same farm boy. But even here, even on the bottom rungs of rural simple living, there's still further to fall. And there's one more tier we need to look at, the true bottom, the underhive, and the outcasts, freaks, and forgotten who scrape by within it. As is explained in Necromunda, Gangs of the Underhive.
I've yet to
Food
play
in the
Necromunda, by the
underhive
way.
rarely holds any joy. Most meals consist of corpse starch or Nutri-Slime, supplemented with synth fats and vitamin shots. As such, anyone who can produce real food from the local flora and fauna can expect a steady stream of credits. This is where corpse starch takes center stage, not as a galactic staple as you may hear elsewhere, not as some grand solution to feeding quadrillions, but as a product of last resort. In the underhive, where infrastructure is broken and logistics are non-existent, corpse starch becomes the standard, not because it's efficient, not because it's celebrated.
Oh, we're back. Fail to connect. Wait. Hold on, let me see. Oh, we're back. Oh, hey. I guess we're back. Okay. I guess the stream just got full for. But, we're back now. Anyways, I was saying that, corpse starch are basically like a mix of like different meats and like expired meat, right? They basically recyclable by cost, and like those meat are like basically rotten and stuff like that, and there's like cross contamination. How would they be like sufficient like for storage though? I'm just saying.
To give it weight, stirred into recycled
Would they get like
broth.
dried and stuff like that? Because if you have those corpse starch in like liquid form, I would assume they would go bad really fast.
To add bulk. It's something to be supplemented with glowing fungus, questionable algae, or juicy rodents, or juicy man flesh. Down in the underhive, food is what can be found, killed, or scraped off a wall. Nutritional value is often secondary to whether or not it will kill you outright, and if it doesn't, well, then it's good enough to risk eating. And on that note, let's go back to the central point of this video. What
Living is
is the
suffering in
average
Warhammer
meal
40k.
in the Imperium? There isn't one. Thanks for watching. Nah, I'm just joking. It's true, there is a wide variety of food for all levels of Imperial society. But if we keep population density front of mind, then we're forced to accept that the average life in the Imperium likely plays out on a hive world. And so we are somewhat forced to go back to that quote from Sea of Souls. The average hive dweller in the Imperium subsists on protein sludge and the occasional carb slab. That's it. That's the average. You may get a slice of fried meat, probably grox or some form of rat if you're lucky, industrious, or otherwise well off. You may stretch some flavour out of a scavenged root, some protein sticks or smuggled powder, but for most people in the Imperium, the average meal is to be sludge and slabs. At least it's not corpse starch, hey? Anyway, thanks for watching Dystopian Chip.
Yeah, then what are all of those algae words for? Like, I imagine like most of the humanities would get their food from like, at least nice enough qualities. I guess like most of their results are like preferable, so I guess the citizens have to suffer from like subpar food quality. I mean, we kind of see that. We actually kind of see that from like, like food. How food are like mass produced nowadays, like ultra processed food, like in today's society, like modern society, we have so much ultra processing food. Like those are the majority of food that people eat nowadays. You know, compared to how food are kind of like grown naturally in, you know, in like earlier ages. We just have like ultra enough processed food now because of our, you know, how our population are like so skyrocketed. But we haven't expanded a lot of our infrastructure to kind of like support those, you know, huge population either. So, you know, it's kind of like the same thing in Warhammer universe, how, you know, food are getting more processed until, you know, until you kind of hit the how you know, how dystopian Warhammer universe is. Like, you don't even have enough food to supply to all the other peoples. So yeah, so they have to resort to, you know, eat each other to even survive, which is crazy. You know, just lower their birth rates. Why couldn't the emperor just tell imperial citizen to lower their birth rate? I mean, that's one thing to solve the problem, but you know, you probably still need a lot of human meat shield to kind of like prepare for war, and there's like always war in Warhammer, so you still need to have those dead meat, honestly. Come on, but human meat is tasty. No, it's not. It's not. I'd rather die. I'd rather, you know, give me $1 million than I would try human meat, but it's not like a thing that I would enjoy, I would say, you know, honestly. But yeah, hi Debmore, how you doing? Thank you for coming to my stream. Hold on. Thank you for coming to my stream. I'm just painting my Christmas arc. Look at this. Christmas arc. Let me turn on the music a bit here. But yeah, I'm painting my Christmas arc. This is how it's turning on so far. I just have painted the snow base and stuff like that. How good does it look? I think it looks really good, but you know, it still needs a bit of a highlight touch and maybe a little bit of like shading, and I think it's gonna look really good. I thought it's similar to pork. Yeah, I did hear from someone. Don't ask me how I hear this information, but I think I heard that human meat tastes like chicken or pork. Somewhere along those lines. October. By the way, have you guys checked the start of this little guy? Apparently you guys can use the Red Gobbo in like the tabletop, and they are pretty interesting. So what they do in the tabletop is that this guy gives bonus accuracy to all our types in, you know, if they are acting as a leader, and they also give free grenade stratagem to you know, the elves that can throw grenades, which is really interesting because I was thinking that I would pair the Red Gobbo to my Tank Buster, and what happened is that the Tank Buster is already really good against monsters, but they still have really low accuracy. So if I pair this with my Tank Buster, they have bonus accuracy when they're shooting a monster, right? But they also have bonus accuracy, and it kind of stacks with the bonus accuracy that they have with the Tank Buster, and I think it will be pretty good. And you know, free grenade stratagem, you know, my Tank Buster also have grenades, so yeah. haven't yet to like try strategy game though. We usually play with like simpler rules. But yeah. If we are not supposed to eat humans, why are they so delicious? Checkmate, atheist. Well, I guess you have to ask a cannibal to answer your question over there, Sastoro. Yeah, more. I don't know if you have played the tabletop a lot. Oscar certainly use accuracy. Yeah, they're basically the art strategy to kill things is that they just gonna throw shit until it hits the walls. That's usually the strategy. But a little accuracy doesn't pretty helpful. I guess they saw the light of the revolution and it just gives them an accuracy boost. But yeah, that's pretty neat. By the way, that's me. This is me. Hello, hi. How you doing? I was thinking of showing my, I was thinking of actually putting my webcam a little bit like in a low angle like this, and it would actually show the models. Kind of like how the webcam is like really close to the model like this, right? And then you guys see my boobs, right? But yeah, I would just put my webcam down here, and you could also see the models from like different. I might try this though. You guys can see the models, but the problem is that my webcam cannot focus things up close, and I probably need to buy a better webcam for this. I played the Combat Patrol before, but that's about it in terms of ARCs. Yeah, you really need to go with like a more interesting model to see, the potential of the ARCs, I would say. Still a bit out of focus, yeah. I really want to show it on these angles, while I'm painting the ARCs, but this doesn't really work. Sorry you guys to stop with me like this. But yeah. Different angles doesn't hurt though. But yeah, I have painted the snow base of her. So you guys can see the snow, right? From the phone's camera. The phone's camera quality is a bit questionable, but at least it still can focus if I put things a bit up close like this. I think I still need to highlight a little bit more. Yeah, I'm gonna try that. What are your guys' plans? Going for Christmas? Do you guys have any plan? Just going out with family and stuff like that? I actually never celebrate Christmas before because my family are Christian. But a lot of people in the Western society are like Christian. Christmas here in Vietnam is just... there are some Christian population in their country, but... for the majority of people still, we don't really celebrate it. It's kind of like how Christmas it is in Japan. How it's like a cosmetic kind of like holiday where they just, basically it's kind of like an excuse for couples to go out during Christmas and have fun. But yeah, that's how it goes in Vietnam. Well, there will be some stores that will be like on discount during like Christmas. Just for some publicity, but usually, it's just a cosmetic. cosmetic holiday first. The Christian are like minorities here in Vietnam. I think the total population of Christianity in Vietnam is like 15%, so yeah. Because I don't really know anyone who might be Christian. I don't really have any Christian friends, so I don't really know how they would celebrate Christmas here in Vietnam. The snow is a nice touch. Yeah, it does come with the main base, so I didn't customize this base. It just comes with the main base. Love the nails. It is a bit long though. I think it's a bit long. I love my nails long like that, honestly. Yeah, Christmas for a lot of people nowadays is just luckily mostly separate from religion. I see that's how it goes in the West. Yeah, I guess in Vietnam, we have like stores that will go on like discount during Christmas. There will be like a little bit of like, it's not related to religion, right? Most of the stuff in Vietnam is also not related to religion. We just celebrate Christmas because it's like a popular holiday in the West. But for religious people like the Christian community here in Vietnam, Christmas still have religious meaning for them. So other than worshipping of Almighty God and the Emperor Santa Claus. Worship me or die. Wah! But yeah, Santa Claus. But later, once the Santa Claus finished though, I guess Christmas was maybe traditionally like a Finnish culture? Like, I don't really know. Santa Claus was definitely Finnish though. Okay, I'm gonna go to down here. By the way, this Eurobeat Christmas playlist is pretty dang hot, I would say. Oh yeah, you guys still remember, the last year Christmas where I did a stream where we would go around Vietnam during the Christmas season. I guess we could host another in real live stream like that, but honestly, considering that I already did like a Christmas special today, I guess we could try other ideas. I was thinking of creating an ASMR for Christmas actually, so it's just gonna be a surprise until I finish editing my Christmas ASMR videos. But just a sneak peek for you guys who are watching me for ASMR content. I don't really do a lot of ASMR content. I really should do more, but I really do enjoy every time I do ASMR content, so. But usually, I think when it comes to ASMR content, I would really like it to, be of good quality and edited and all of that. I don't really want to do ASMR stream. I kind of want to edit my ASMR videos so they have like different special effects. So, it would make the ASMR a bit better, more, I guess I would say, it would make the experience more authentic. For like ASMR videos. So I'm working on a Christmas special one. Spoiler alerts, please don't buy their body. But yeah. Okay, I think the snow looks really good. Hold on. Does that look good? It might look a bit blurry on the phone camera. I'm sorry about that. But I think it looks really good when I'm just seeing it like this. Yeah, the snow is default on this model, which is really nice. It's from a bunch of different religions. Originally, the current traditional Christmas was a pagan holiday. Yeah, I assume it was probably pagan because it was from Finnish, probably. And Finnish people were pagan for like a really long time. But Santa Claus himself is from a few different places, I see. Saint Nicholas, right? I assume. Really depends on who you ask, because history is like a bit murky, yeah. I mean, I guess that's why they kind of come up with like the modern depiction of like Santa Claus. He always have, you know, all the red outfits. I think Santa Claus would, I think the appearance of Santa Claus would change from like, you know, from like different eras, right? So, you know, like medieval Santa Claus, they might have been depicted a bit differently compared to our modern day Santa Claus. That's how I would think about it, I would say. Now that I think about it, there is a Vietnamese holiday that is really close to how Christmas it is in the West. Can you guys guess? There's like a Vietnamese holiday that is pretty close to Christmas in the West. Can you guys guess what it is? You know, like Asian holiday in general, I would say. Yeah, snow looking good. I still need to highlight a bit more. I think the camera is kind of poor. It looks really good on my end though. It looks really good when I'm just looking it directly, but through the camera it looks worse somehow. Okay, so the red is mostly from Coca-Cola adverts. Wait, really? That's how Santa got the red? Wait, really? Wow, I got mind blown. Holy shit, wait, really? Before that, he was just as likely to have a green-white theme. I mean, green-white is also like a Christmas theme too. So it would kind of make sense. Yeah, sister, you're totally right. You guys is right. I was about to say Lunar New Year. Yeah, if you guys don't know, in Asian culture, Lunar New Year is pretty close to Christmas. Do you guys know why? Do you guys know why how Lunar New Year in Asian culture is really close to Christmas? I could explain it, but I would love if you guys guess instead. But hi there, Minecraft player 223. Hi there, welcome to my channel where I do Warhammer painting stream, and for today I'm painting a Christmas goblin. Yeah, a Christmas goblin we all love and love. So yeah, I think the snow base looks really good. If I highlight it too much, then it will be over too highlighted, I would say. Wait, is you Kai? Wait, Halou? Wait, was that you, Halou? Kai Jones? Or are we talking about a different Kais here? Yeah, New Year is all about that I know of. No ideas about Asian holidays. Yeah, Sotoro, can you explain how Lunar New Year is close to Christmas? I would like it if you guess how it's close to Christmas. You know, I guess apart from those kind of holidays, we have like so many different holidays too, like the Moon Festival. The Mid-Autumn Festival is also a really nice one. Oh my god, the snow base. I love the snow base. I don't know. It looks really good. It just looks horrible on camera. Sotoro, it was sometimes drawn in red before, but it wasn't a fixed thing. But then Coca-Cola has a big advertising campaign with a red, white sandal to match the brand color. Wow, and Coca-Cola managed to change the whole Santa look and everything. That's crazy though. That's crazy to think about it, how a company has that much influence on people's culture like that. It's crazy. And our later version have taken inspiration from that. Dang, yeah, I guess in other places they would also have Santa Claus depicted in like, you know, different style, but then America kind of spread their imperialism propaganda. I'm going to assume it's close to Christmas because... Wait. It's close to Christmas because it will have something to do with gift giving. Yeah! Wait, you guessing it right. Oh, yeah, you guessing it right. So, in Lunar New Year... I really need some water. Hold on.
FANNYISSERE 231 John the Army on
Hey! Thank you, Funny. He's here. Thank you for subscribing to my YouTube channel. Hey! How you doing? Welcome to the Bunny Squad. We are just painting some Warhammer here. I have done some Warhammer painting stream already, and this is how the Red Gobbo is gonna look like now. It's kind of hard to focus on this part of the camera, but I'm gonna show you over here. Look how good it looks so far. You know, that's just the whole base being painted and all of that. I think it looks very good. Now, I even do like highlights, you know, like metal reflection, kind of like a little bit of reflection that I painted on the metals that they have over here. The camera is still pretty crappy, but still. Yeah, so more part, I have to explain. So in Lunar New Year, we have a tradition to, you know, we have the tradition for, you know, family gathering. So it's kind of like how in the West, you know, during Christmas, family usually gather together for like, you know, Christmas dinner, right? So, you know, a part of it is kind of like close to that. And the second part is that all the children will get lucky money during Lunar New Year. So it's kind of like a gift, except they get like, you know, direct and real money. So yeah, I think it would even be better than Christmas, right? I think you know, Lunar New Year, adult kids, children, you know, just money straight up, you know, lucky money, that's how they call it. But they just give money straight up to the kids, and the kids could start to buy whatever they want, right? So I guess it's kind of like better than Christmas, you know. I guess, you know, Christmas is still very good since, you know, usually gifts will come with like surprise and stuff. But you know, for lucky money, you get money, so you could just buy whatever you want with that. I would say, you know, I guess, you know, it's just different perspectives. Some people could see like, you know, the surprise gift during Christmas would be better compared to like lucky money, but some people would consider lucky money to be a bit better since, you know, you could just buy the stuff you want with that. Yeah, I'm not biased. Some people are often done with straight cash. Yeah, I would say maybe we shouldn't give them just straight up money like that. Maybe Christmas gift would be better. At least in the US, yeah. I mean, that's the idea of like, I guess that's the idea of like gifts coming from. I mean, okay, saying about kids, talking about kids, we are also have to talk about Halloween, how, you know, in Halloween, the kids also have like, you know, they also get gifts like free candies and stuff like that. Although I would say that giving candies to kids is such a bad idea. Like in the US, they already have like a obesity epidemic and all of that. And why would you be giving people's money during Halloween? Also, the thing that I heard from my American friends, I'm a big wink, but he told me that during Halloween, some people give out toothpaste and toothbrush during Halloween, and it's considered a really good, it's considered an insult. But for me, it's just so funny how people give toothbrush and toothpaste during Halloween. It's kind of implying something, you know? Plus kids don't always have to be something that they bought. They can be things that are made as well. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. It was not a nice hand. Well, nothing can be complained about my hands. Look at how well painted they are. I just love my nails. That's usually one of the things that I love to express. I love to paint my nails. I love them long like this. Even though sometimes, you know, long nails is they're a little bit inconvenient, so to say, but I like to have long nails. They're not overly long like Slay Queen, kind of like long kind of nails, but, you know, still short enough so I could still, you know, do basic tasks with it. You know, I say nice hand, not nails. I mean, even nails are a part of your hands though. I would say nails are like a part of your hands, I would say. Yeah, what I like from, let's just say it not. What are some nice gifts that you could do? What is some nice gift that you can handmade? That is like, really good to give during Christmas season. Like from what I'm assuming, they would make like winter wear, like some people would knit, right? Some people would knit for like warm clothes and stuff like that, and they could use that as like a gift for during Christmas. I guess when it comes to handmade, there's like a lot of different ideas. So what are some of the handmade items that they usually give out during Christmas? The best holiday is all of them, not the same at the same time. Give me 30 different gifts every December. Do you mean that you want all the holidays to happen in one day? That'd be hella chaotic. Yeah, imagine if you have like spooky, scary skeleton, and then you have Santa Claus, who would be gifting out spooky, scary skeleton, and then the spooky, scary skeleton they gotta have Easter egg in hands, and then they gotta hack it into like bunnies, and then yeah, but can you get how how chaotic it's gonna be? So the solution is to have an anti-Halloween where you give out diet pills. Yeah, I mean, toothpaste is like a really, it's like a good enough resource, but diet pills, bro. Honestly, probably I'm thinking like some people just don't like Halloween just because of, first of all, I guess some people don't really like scary stuff. Like they just don't really like scary stuff, like scary movies, or like they might get jump scared by random people in public. They don't like that. Second of all, candies are just bad for you. What if they are on diet and they cannot really resist the sugar, so to say. Especially if they are the old ones from the 80s, then most in bed. Wait, really? They give up meth during Halloween? No, really? Really? They give up meds? Wait, are you serious? Wait, they give up meds? Wait, they give up meds during Halloween? That means they give kids meds. That's too fucked up. Wait, is it legal? Wait, is med legal in America? And can kids use med? I'm not really sure if that's legal. I haven't had med before. I assume it's too dangerous or something. One year my brother made out of 3D printed chess set where the pieces are different family members. Oh, that's a really nice gift. That's a really creative one, I would say. That's a really nice gift. No, I mean that pill where mostly made? Wait, really? Wait, diet pills are meds? I didn't know that! Wait, really? Are you serious? Bro, wait, what? Are you serious, big brother? About well, it depends on the person. Knitting and crocheting are good options, but also even just like general art and crafts and knives, to the meaning behind them more than anything. Yeah, I would say probably like, meaningful gifts are still more meaningful compared to like real like money. Plus, it could just be like a small gift, right? It could just be an inexpensive gift. So the thing about Lunar New Year, okay, so the really controversial things about Lunar New Year is that they give away lucky money, but sometimes some people are a bit, they are a bit, what is the English word for this? They are a bit, selfish with their money, right? So some people give out really little money compared to some people they give out really big money, large amount of money. And people who give small amount of money like that, they would often get criticized, and people would like shame on them and stuff like that. It's kind of like a holiday where it's kind of like a competition between the adults on who's gonna give most money to children and stuff like that. And I think we kind of have to do something with the saving face culture of, Vietnam and in particular in Asian countries, in large. It has to do something with like saving face and show that you are like a generous person, but it kind of turns it into like a more of like contest rather than anything else. Compare that to the West. You have Christmas and you give gifts, but the gifts could be small but meaningful. They don't have to be large. So that's one plus side of like giving gifts, I would say. Just giving straight gifts, you don't have to spend too much on the gifts they're making. You just have to be meaningful and stuff like that. They have a lot more personal touch than this money. Yeah, I do agree with that. Yeah, I do agree with that. So the signifies. Yeah, the chest set was so safe. I love to. Can you show me like a picture? Do you still have a picture of that chest set? You can send me a picture on our Discord server. I'd love to see that. By the way, if you have a Discord server, in the description we post fun movie nights and stuff like that. You guys wanna join? I enjoy Halloween because it's a chance to dress up. Let me use my height for entertainment for others. I find it fun. Wait, well, what do you usually dress up for Halloween, Maud? I wonder. What can you really dress up for Halloween if you're tall? I would like to hear some ideas. So I think Maud was saying that the old diapers were bad. Not that they gave them to kids. Yeah, it would be too fucked up to give them to kids. Sorry. I need some water. I'm so proud that we give it to kids, yeah. Not by, it is in some ADHD medication. Really? With meth in ADHD medication? That's crazy. But that because ADHD change your brain chemistry and help you focus. Wait, what does meth do? I think from how you describe it, how it's like a ADHD meth, I guess it's supposed to help you calm down, right? Probably. So that I tried to dig out one out, but it's not like this evening because it's late. Remind me, if I don't do it in the next video. Yeah, I'm gonna remind you, yeah. Malpie, I try to dress up as something different each year. This year, I was a wizard. Was wearing a platform shoe, so I was like 7 feet tall. Holy shit! 7 feet tall. Wait, how much is 7 feet tall in? I'm not frequent with the freedom unit, guys. I'm sorry. 7 feet 2 centimeters. 213. What? 213. Oh my god. That's crazy. That's actually pretty crazy. Because, well, I'm kinda like, so my height is like 165, I believe. 165 centimeters, and I'm considered tall compared to other women. And it just really say how a lot of Asian women are like, it's like a stereotype for Asian women. We are really short, so to say. Very short, 165 centimeter 2 feet is 5.4 foot. So yeah. And I'm considered tall compared to other women, which is crazy. So they were good though. He does all sort of 3D printing stuff, including knockoff Warhammer models. Yeah, imagine if you have like a 3D printer. Usually that's how the business kind of goes in Vietnam as well. If someone has a 3D printer, a lot of people's gonna ask them for help, like for example like printing certain stuff, or some people would like rent their 3D printer to like print Warhammer and stuff. We do really have a lot of those here in Vietnam, so including knockoff Warhammer models, just much cheaper than the official one. Yeah, I don't really know why. I don't really know why Game Workshop has this kind of policy on how expensive them plastic is. Like, it's cheaper to use resin to print out the models with a 3D printer compared to how they mold things over there in Game Workshop, even though it's supposed to be like mass produced and everything. They just take too much tax in like copyright and stuff like that. Just so expensive. I don't really know, like compared to other hobbies like, you know, gun class in the gun class are like so much cheaper compared to like Warhammer models, even though, you know, the way they paint the plastic is kind of like the same. Like from my not from my experience, but from what I've heard, the gun blasts are like easier to assemble compared to, you know, Warhammer models even, and yet it's like cheaper somehow. That's it. Yeah, it's mobile. It's sick, but it's not working by the official models most of the time. They're so goddamn expensive. I know, that is why I often just buy second-hand stuff. So I'm gonna show you this. This is one of the outfits that I'm painting right now. Yeah, can you guys see this? So those are big snugger boys, and I got them for really cheap. I got like a box of them with like 10 orcs, and it's only like 800k over here in Vietnam. So it kind of translates to like $20? No, $40. So it just, was it $40? Yeah, it was $40 for the box of 10 big snugger boys. And if you were to buy it, wait, I think it was like say 700k, so it was like $35. But still, $35, that is like 50% cheaper compared to just buy it straight up from the box from, you know, from the hobby store. So yeah, if you want to save some money and still want to paint on the official models, because what I find is that if you paint on official models, the details gonna pop out better compared to how they print it on using resin, and resin is actually easier to break, so it's kind of like a bit better to actually have a plastic model, because first of all, plastic is lighter compared to resin, and second of all, resin is so much easier to break, you know, because the property is kind of like marbles and stuff like that. I think resin is kind of like marbles. If they drop the ground, they just break. In plastic, you don't have those kind of issues. Third of all, you know, the details on the official models on the mold line is much better compared to 3D printing. You know, it does come with a price tag, so I would advise you guys to buy secondhand. So I got those guys just 50% cheaper just from secondhand, so. I tried to try out everything different, yeah. Not by English freedom English Gobbo. Why? I cannot really understand why Americans have those kind of stupid freedom units like Like, why do you guys just go, just want to be different compared to other countries? Like, other countries, they all use the imperial system. Why does America is the only country who would use freedom units? Do you guys just want to feel, like, special or something like that? I just don't really get it, like, it's just weird. Americans with the freedom, I don't know, and they want to feel different. I think I just scared away out the Americans in the chat. I'm normally about 200 centimeters tall. That's crazy tall. That's just crazy tall. Like, I think like tall people in Vietnam, they would usually average between 180 centimeters or something like that. You know, especially like tall guys. But if they release another class for that guy, yeah, they just released the High Scum. I kind of want to actually try playing that type again. Although I'm really used to, you know, my old class, so I don't know if I would just change my class just to try like a new class. You remember when they released, the other class with dogs, stuff like that. I still haven't tried that class, I would say. Too bad it's just a poor and just a deal. Yeah, that's the thing. It's not really free either. And I would rather, you know, play with the class that I'm used to in Dark Tide rather than spending money to buy DLC just to play the new class who I am not equipped to deal with, and I'm not used to the class. American are stubborn people. Tell me about it. I mean, you guys have so much freedom. It would be natural if you guys are stubborn. If you guys are born stubborn. I think the logic is the foreigners can't tell us what to do. Yeah. You know how Americans are. They are still proud on how they defeat the British, even though it's like hundreds of years ago. They're still proud of it to these days. But then again, us Vietnamese also were pretty proud during after the Vietnam War, and you know, after Indochina independence from France, and then after, you know, Mongols invasion to Vietnam, we also pretty proud about that. It's just my take, but I don't really like people who just put their whole identity on being like an American or like a Vietnamese or whatever. I just don't really like nationalistic people that much, because, you know, when you look at other countries with like different cultures, I mean, I guess some people could be patriotic, but whatever. If it turns to be nationalistic and you start hating on like other countries just because they're not Vietnamese, just because they're not Americans, then we may have a problem with that. Because every country and every culture have their own, you know, good and bad stuff, I would say. You know, we want to learn from other cultures, and we just want, you know, in this internationalized and globalized world, it's really rude to it's really rude to just have like your country is superior compared to other countries. I mean, it's good to have some sort of pride about it, but just don't let it get to you that much and turn you into a neo-Nazi. Even if what the foreigners are telling them to do is much better compared to what they're doing themselves. Yeah, I would say that there's like a lot of miscommunication between like Americans compared to the rest of the world, just because they do use a different measurement system. But yeah, I kind of see what you mean. Like, a lot of things in America just don't really make sense elsewhere. But then again, America is a country with actually, I would say America is a country with a really beautiful culture. And why do I say that? Because it's a country that was founded by the immigrants. And the immigrants are the one who built America, are the one who built the country. And that is a really poetic, it is a really beautiful thing. And with that, America came with so many different cultures. Like we have the Chinese peoples, we have Vietnamese peoples, we have Asian peoples, European peoples, Italian food is actually pretty popular in America. And then, it comes with their own spin-offs, so, like New York style pizza, Alfredo is a really popular food as well. It's just a merge of like really a lot of different cultures together, and it makes a really beautiful thing. That's how I feel, that's how I think about it in America. Apparently, I would kind of understand how the culture, not just America, but the culture in like many different countries also have those kind of ideas too. Like, you guys have heard a lot about Japan. In Japan, especially Tokyo, they usually would have like Japanese food, right? So like sushi or like ramen restaurants, stuff like that. They in Japan they also have Chinese food from Chinatown. Yeah, that's like actually Chinatown from in Japan. And there's also like a lot of Indian immigrants in Japan as well. They bring together with the Indian food there. Indian foods are really good. I actually there was like a culture food festival last week. I think it was last week here in Vietnam. I should actually have made a stream about that, but I didn't notice, and I would only notice it once when my friend told me that, hey, there's gonna be like a culture food festival here, and from what I've seen there, I actually have to make a tweet about that, but there was actually a lot of food from many different countries that comes over here in Vietnam, and I had the chance to eat Indian food, Chilean food, Mexican food even. I had a chance to eat Palestinian food. They're so good, like especially Palestinian tea is pretty sweet and good. I had like Indian potatoes, mashed potatoes. I cannot really recall what they're called, but they're pretty good as well. Just like different foods coming from different cultures, and they all have their own taste. It's just a really beautiful thing. It kind of spices up your life really nicely, Nothing really hurt with like celebrating many different cultures, I would say. Yeah, America has been cringe lately, but we have made a big difference in terms of generally combining cultures over the years. Yeah, America do really think that they are superior compared to the entire world, though. Like some Americans, they do think that their country is like the center of attention on how like, other countries should follow America or even like accept America imperialism. But yeah, I would say they do have a superior mindset about it, superiority mindset. And there's also like a meme about America, like American peoples, they don't even know about other countries' culture, and they are, and you guys remember how there was like YouTube videos about people going out on like a street interview, and they interview random American peoples, and asked them about worst geography, and they cannot even point where Europe is or Africa is in the map. Yes, really that bad. I think we could watch some interesting content about that. American interview, geography. yeah. I think this was blowing up some time ago. I love trying to do food park. Yeah, that's the only reason. That's one of the reasons why I love multiculturalism. So good. Oh yeah. This video. You guys have to watch this video. It's so funny. Oh wait.
Can you name any country on this map?
Honestly, my geography is so horrible. I can't name anything. Like
Try
nothing.
naming something.
Is it South Africa?
Nope.
We have the country of Asia.
Nope. That's a continent.
Wait, what? What?
Can you name any country on this map?
Honestly, my geography is so horrible. I can't name anything. Like
Try
nothing.
naming something.
Is it South Africa?
Nope.
We have the country of Asia.
Nope. That's a continent.
Are you crazy?
Is it South Africa?
Nope.
We have the country of Asia.
Nope.
Bro, can you not? Can you not? Can you not?
That's a continent, and
Oh,
that's
oops.
Russia.
Oh, damn. I'm silly.
That's okay.
Oh my god.
Man, it's been a while since I've been in school.
That's okay. Any country on the map.
Africa.
That's a continent.
They always say. Okay, why do they always say Africa, Asia, Europe is a country? What? I'm sorry, what? Oh, so I'm cynical about all those look at how dumb Americans are videos. If you ask 100 people, so you get a lot of stupid answer wherever you are. Yeah. And a part of it is like, you know, selection bias or something like, like they really want to make like sensational videos, so they just handpick. So they just, you know, doing like street interviews, right? They would do street interviews, and they would happen to encounter some dumb American peoples, but maybe some of them are, maybe most of the Americans are not dumb actually. Maybe most of the Americans are not dumb, but they just select, they are just very selective on, you know, the peoples that would appear on the videos, you know, would only be the dumb peoples. That's how I, you know, see how these videos, you know, works. And I mean, part of it is kind of like funny, but I would also understand how most of it is like a joke. You know, it's not real. I know it's not real. It's kind of like a joke, but it's still pretty funny regardless.
Country, damn it.
How about a country in Africa?
I know South Africa's over here somewhere.
No, it's
south. Down here, yeah.
Yeah, it's south.
Oops.
Can you name any country on this map?
Yeah. Africa?
That's a continent.
Oh God.
Can you name any countries in Africa?
God, no. Who knows stuff like that?
Can you name any country on this map?
Yes. Africa.
That's a continent.
Oh, country.
Oh my god. And this guy's fly. This guy's fly. Oh my god.
Greenland or Iceland or something?
That's Alaska. Any country.
I'm sorry, what? Just... You're pointing at America, for fuck's sake. That's your own country.
And on the entire map.
That's kind of funny though.
This is so hard.
I know those how dumb American videos are not real, but
Where's America?
it's just so funny though. It's still
Let's
pretty
say
funny.
this big one, but I'm probably wrong.
You know, some people are funny. I get that. But well, I would say that most people should have some sort of like basic geography, you know, kind of like knowledge though.
Can you name any country on this map?
Oh my gosh. Shouldn't I be taught this in school?
I would hope so.
That is diabolical. I'm sorry. That is so diabolical. That is so diabolical. Shouldn't this be study at school? And that's a question?
South America?
That's a continent.
Oh my god.
How about a country in South America?
Okay, the most thing that they found so far is that they name a country continent. Like, that's all I heard from this video. That's a continent.
America.
Yeah. Honduras is here, somewhere here.
Can you name any country in Europe?
Is this one Europe?
Honestly, I don't even know where Honduras is. I think it should be somewhere in South America or something.
No.
This one?
No.
Can
you name a single country in Africa?
Was this Africa?
No, again, that's South America.
Yeah, and one thing I noticed is that they got South American and Africa kind of mixed up. I mean, they do look a bit similar, I would say. I would say South America and Africa do look a bit similar in terms of
No
shapes.
idea.
Can you name a country in South America?
Okay, this is South America.
Yes, can you name a country in it?
No, I can't.
Chile, Brazil, Peru, Ecuador, Argentina, Uruguay, Peru again. Yeah. Oh yeah, Colombia.
Did you go to high school?
Yes.
Did you go to college?
Yeah, that's a sad part.
Argentina, Chile,
Hey!
Brazil,
Let's go!
Colombia, Venezuela, Mexico.
Oh yeah, Venezuela! I forgot about Venezuela. Fuck me. Okay, this kid is smarter than me. I'm sorry.
United States, Canada, Greenland, Iceland, Australia, New Zealand,
Yeah.
Papua New Guinea.
Hey, Papua New Guinea. I'm surprised that he knows about Papua New Guinea. Holy shit. Okay. I mean, I guess they have to, you know, show a smarter person. but still. That's kind of diabolical. Okay, let me see here. Geography is... Let me turn the music on first. Geography is not a very popular subject in US law. Our country is already giant and complicated enough as it is. Yeah. I mean, I guess in school they would get studied about like American geography, not most geography. I would say, right? I mean, in Vietnam they do study about both wood geography and Vietnamese geography though. But I digress. I guess America is just too big and you kind of need to learn about it even more. So often just from people are trying to be funny. Also true. Well, it sounds something. And they just say, I'm Africa. I'm so done. Not by oh, hold on. What is this? Also doesn't help that the map is backwards. Wait, the map is backwards? It looks kinda normal to me. But it does have America, you know, all the way on the right though. So, at least in terms of US education, map have the US on the left side. It's not really backward. It's not really backward. Like, do you guys know that the globe, the Earth is like a globe? So you kind of go into the other side, just kind of end up like you was in the other side. When I was thinking the map is backward, it's kind of like I was thinking what you mean is that the map is like mirrored or something. But it just shows US in like a different location. And again, what you're kind of saying, Marta, is that you think America is like the center of the world, which is crazy. I could see that American mindset from you. Holy shit. I mean, America is not the center of the world. I'm just saying. Pacific Center map, quite common in East Asia, yeah. Because it put the countries near the middle, yeah. Yeah, so I guess they deliberately choose that map just to confuse American even more. I would say. But still. But honestly, geographical knowledge simply isn't necessary to know after you're done with your school. Yeah. I mean, if you're staying in America your whole life, then I guess you don't really need to learn more about geography, but I digress. It's just there's so much things to do in America once you're like over here, right? And you wouldn't leave other countries because America's the best. That's usually their propaganda, so... So Greenland isn't right though, it's part of Denmark, I think? I mean, usually people would still say it's Greenland, but because Greenland is the original name, but it's technically still Denmark. I mean, you guys could, it's kind of like how you would say, Siberia. Technically Siberia is in Russia, but, it's still prolific enough, so people would just say, if you want to mention Siberia in general, they would mention Siberia, but it's still technically Russia. So most people simply forget. Yeah. They just don't really bother to look at the world map. Wait, I mean, they still have to use Google Map from time to time, right? Do they have any... Don't they have, like curiosity to, check other countries in the Google Map or something like that? Because speaking for me, I'm a really curious person, so when I use Google Maps, sometimes I kind of go into like, I kind of go into like to see countries, to see like different countries and stuff like that. It's kind of fun, and with games like GeoGuessr, it's really fun to play. It should be its own country at this point. It's the world's largest island. It's even larger than Japan? Wait, so what is the world's largest island actually? Is Greenland? I guess it's Greenland. I mean, UK is not. I always say UK is not the largest island. Japan would be really large, but it's not that large compared to Greenland. Yeah, I think Greenland is the largest. I mean, would Greenland be considered a continent rather than an island though? Because I guess technically, continent, an entire continent like the, like the Eurasia continent would, if they would still be large enough. They're pretty large. If you consider that's an island, then that would be the largest island in the world. I mean, Antarctica as well. Would you guys consider Antarctica an island or a continent, actually? So just look it up. It's an autonomous Danish independent territory with self-governance, its own parliament. Yeah, it's basically like a colonial country, I would say, right? They do have a lot of autonomous, yeah. Nah, bro, I hate America. American hating America. I mean, I do see you guys. I do see there's a lot of you guys. You know, you guys are very free about like free speech and stuff like that. So, you know, we do have, you know, opposition parties. I guess most Americans do have like opposition parties and stuff like that. If people love something in America, there's bound to be people who hate it in America. So, I just know what I've been told. Yeah, that's the problem with like school system. Like they just teach what you need to hear. Like they don't really teach on. So a lot of school in like different countries, not just America, not just in Vietnam, they don't really teach anything about like important stuff like how to do taxes. They don't teach you how to do taxes, even though it's like a really important thing. They don't teach you how to budget. They don't teach you how, you know, economy. They don't teach you how, you know, how relationship works, how love works. They don't teach you, you know what I mean. But yeah, that's the problem with school system. They only teach about like surface. They don't teach you about surface level stuff. But they teach you about the stuff that is, I mean, like not really universal, but really specialized, like math, science. You know, basically the stuff that would make you a good worker drone, right? Basically, the education system, what they do is that they would teach people the stuff that might turn them into an obedient worker drone, not to make you a better human being. Okay. Let me see. So Americans think they are the center of the world. Yeah, who would do that? Prince in Chungkoren. Yeah, I mean China has this kind of problems too. I would say, but I'm not really frequent in like Chinese culture. When you know, usually when it comes to Chinese culture, it's usually just contained over there in China. Since they have like the Great Firewall and stuff, not a lot of their cultures kind of leak beyond the Great Firewalls. So not a lot of people know about their cultures for the most part. Yeah, China, yeah, literally, you know, literally Chungguo. You know, Chungguo means middle country in China, in Chinese. So, you know, in Vietnam we call it Chungguo too. So, and Chung, and in Vietnam we kind of know the meaning. So Chung kind of means middle, and Quốc means kingdom, country, right? So basically it just means middle kingdom. So most countries like to think they are the center of the world, especially England. Yeah. Oh mate, you have that biscuit that goes with the tea. But we also have American reactor. What has the... Wait, what? Animaniacs? Which has the countries of the world song. Oh yeah! Wasn't that song a bit problematic though? No. I think I was thinking of a different song. Oh yeah! That song, yeah. Continents that are teamed by the continental plate, the northern landmass itself. I think the life skill and education are that is difficult apparently. Yeah, that's the problem. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go for the toilet real quick. Be right back. Yeah. 2 minutes, guys. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. Yeah, I got some snack with me actually. I got the milk, yogurt, ether, citronacum. I don't know really what this means in English, but it's yogurt. Let me see your comments. Coconut by coconut the blade, not the map itself. Yeah, I guess, just the definition of continent. I don't really get that. I think we're done with the painting today, guys. I'm just gonna continue talking and we're just gonna chill together for a while. Although, look at this. It's really nice, right? Let me show it again. Looking nice, right? Looking nice. I really like the snow. I guess the only part that I have done today is at the snow, but the 3D effect looks pretty good, I would say. The 3D effects are like popping off and stuff like that. But good progress. And I also painted the barrels of the guns over here. It's not quite silver like how I imagine it's supposed to be, but I'm gonna try my best to fix that. But you know what I need? I just need so what I usually have is that I would What I usually have is that I would have this pen right here. Those are markers, by the way. So those are markers. So what I can do is that I would use markers to highlight different areas. So I could just write it like this over here. You guys can see how it highlights stuff very good, right? You guys can see how good the markers highlight stuff. You don't really need to dip your brush into some paint. You just have these markers and then you just basically write on the models. It's really efficient. And the good thing about markers is that it also helps me to make those checkerboard patterns for the orcs, and it's really effective if you use these markers. So yeah, I would recommend you guys use markers. It's like smaller marker with like smaller tips like this. Usually this bigger one I would use for highlighting, but this one I would use for like detailing and stuff like that. So yeah, use a marker. I think not by now life skill and education are separate apparently. Yeah, just very unfortunate. But yeah, well, if you guys have nothing to talk about, then we could end the stream here. Yes, it's a very nice stream. We did manage to paint this guy. We've been streaming for like 2 hours now, and it's kinda late. I kinda want to end it early because tomorrow I have to wait. I could hang out with my friends and stuff like that. So yeah, it's been really fun just to talk to you guys like this about like different stuff. So yeah, if you guys want to rate someone with me, feel free to go to my Twitch channel. Oh my god. Okay, I just dropped my spoon. Okay, let's just say someone on my Twitch channel here. I think it's a good point to like stop, yeah. So I'm just gonna stop. Okay, Rostin VT, Vaporeon. There's a couple of people who can wait here. Jillian, Victoria King. I will rate Rustin. Yeah, I will rate Rustin. Since they are also part of Vtuber. Wait. Rustin. Pretty. Okay, if you guys wanna join my raid, feel free to go over there on my channel. But yeah. Thank you for coming to our today's stream. It's been really fun and I had a lot of fun talking to you guys, so yeah. Thanks for watching, buddies. Like, comment, subscribe. You don't want to miss every stream. Turn on my notification. Like, click on the bell icon. You can join my Discord. That's where you can notify whenever I'm live. Link is in the description down below. If there's anything to help me improve my video with happy video quality, my quality, stream quality, me quality, editing at all, just let me know in the comments. Yay! Anyway, but yeah, special thank to. I almost dropped my Christmas guy. I need to put them somewhere else now. But yeah, special thanks to everyone who donated to my channel. But that's about me. I'll see you all next time. Thank you for coming. Mod, Sastara, Innova's Monta, Minecraft player, harassment, Cholo, Chekhov, Osama, Committed. Thank you guys all for coming. And yeah, go down Twitch, right, hosting with me. Okay, thank you all for coming. I'll see you all for tomorrow, where we're doing another ASMR stream reading Oxford. So yeah. And I will not cut myself this time.